film, one thing that I saw on film was that it comes with a wide stance, and that was an indicator for punching power.
César Castañón. Apriete los puños, porque están en la casa del boxeo.
Safety protocols of extreme importance to this evening here at Azteca Studios. The city of Mexico itself has not yet opened fully and will not do so until June 22nd. There was a reprieve allowed for boxing to start things off in the Mexican capital, and that's why we have boxing this evening at the Azteca Studios. And here we see Ivan Armando Garcia and Roberto Palomares ready to be the first to step in there. The referee wearing a mask. So far, even until the face-off, maybe the fighters wearing a mask. So they're taking extreme precautions till the very last moment. And you see the cornerman there wearing the face shield to protect them from any splatter.
Pásenle al centro. Venga. Aquí a mi lado para que nos vea la cámara. Retire el cubrebocas de una vez, profe, por favor. El cubrebocas. Muy bien, caballeros, al centro conmigo. Los dos conocen bien las reglas. Les voy a pedir un combate limpio, pero sobre todo que sea muy bueno. Prohibido los cabezazos, golpes debajo del cinturón, en la espalda y en la nuca. Se protegen los dos todo el tiempo y cuando yo indique fuera se separan sin tirar golpes. ¿Quedó claro? Suerte a los dos y que gane el mejor. A sus esquinas.
All right, we're ready to get this fight started. César Edal Castañón Varela is the third man in the ring this evening. And this is a big moment for Mexico. Big time fighting is back with Emmanuel Navarrete headlining this evening's festivities.
Box!
Here we go. The fight starts off here on Top Rank Boxing on ESPN. So happy that you can join us this evening. I'm Bernardo Osuna alongside former world champions Timothy Bradley and Andre Ward. This is round one of a scheduled 8-rounder from Mexico City. You see our broadcast partners from TV Azteca calling the fight from behind. They've got plexiglass between them. The judges for this fight card are actually in an adjacent studio watching the fights remotely and listening in to the natural sounds as to not be affected by the commentary. There you see our colleagues from TV Azteca. Palomares in the blue trunks trimmed in the neon green. Armando Garcia in the blue trunks trimmed in gold.
Right now, both guys just getting a feel. It's just almost like a fill-out round for both guys. They're really young in their careers at this moment. Right now, you see Garcia trying to establish the jab. He's looking for the right hand. That's what he wants to land against Palomares, is the right hand over his jab.
And fellas, I have to comment on the size of the ring.
Armando
I don't know what the
Garcia
exact
has a 5-0
size is,
record.
but this is a small ring here tonight. So after these guys feel their way out and kind of get their range and understand what they want to do, it's got to be some action tonight with the size of this ring.
I think that's why they set it up that way with a fighter like Emmanuel Navarrete in there. Next week, we're going to have Miguel Berchelt, the 130-pound champion in action as well from Mexico City. He will be traveling in on Monday after taking his COVID test in Hermosillo, where he does his training camp. So he's coming in, and imagine what this type of ring will do for Miguel Berchelt and Emmanuel Navarrete. We're going to see a ton of action tonight and next Saturday. Nice check hook there by Armando Garcia as Palomares overcommits.
See you young fighters out there. You see like these guys here, they posing in front of each other. No one's really taking control. And these moments, you want to control the space with the jab. Control the space with the jab. And that's how you were able to win rounds, by controlling that space.
10 segundos.
Nice left hook there from the man in blue and neon green as round one comes to a close.
Enjoy even more summer with savings at the Home Depot that mean more family time on the patio and more cool breezes. With easy online ordering, you can have the summer savings and the summer joy delivered. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
There are times when our need to connect really matters. To keep customers and employees in the know, to keep business moving. Comcast Business is prepared for times like these. Powered by the nation's largest gig speed network to help give you the speed, reliability, and security you need. Tools to manage your business from any device, anywhere, and a team of experts here for you 24/7. We've always believed in the power of working together. That's why when every connection counts, you can count on us.
A conference room, a classroom, a romantic cafe. You made your house a home. We'll help you make it everything else. Best Buy is still here to get you everything you need. Fast, free, and safe.
Bernardo Osuna alongside Timothy Bradley and Andre Ward coming to you from Mexico City with the return of boxing. We have our bubble in Las Vegas. They also have their bubble in Mexico City with Armando Garcia, Ivan Armando Garcia with the black trucks trimmed in gold, taking on Roberto Palomares, one of the fighting cousins, wearing blue with green trim. Nice check hook there from Ivan Armando Garcia. Caught Palomares coming in, and that's something we've seen early on in this fight. Palomares really opens up trying to get that offense going.
Yeah, you're right, Bernardo. Both guys are really opening up, but it just seems like Palomares is throwing a little shorter in there, and he's able to catch Garcia in between.
Yeah, both fighters are starting to wake up in this second round. To your point, Tim, they had a filling out round in the first round, really just trying to see what the other fighter was bringing to the table, and I think they're slowly starting to warm up right now.
And Garcia with the shorter, sharper punches, and Palomares with those looping shots, both trying to generate power. Not a lot of knockouts, 4 between them in 15 professional fights coming into this fight, but a nice uppercut there from Palomares in the blue trunks. And there he check hooks with the left again as Armando Garcia gets caught coming in.
You know what happens is Garcia, he steps back just like as he did there, and he drops his hands when he steps back. So Palomares, if he follows him out, he'll be able to catch him. Double jab right hand, right on the money. He just tried it right there, and you saw Garcia get out of the way of that shot.
Garcia's trying to work the body here as 1 minute remains in round number 2 of a scheduled 8-rounder, and a shot to the back of the head from Palomares gets a complaint from Garcia.
Tim, it might be hard for Palomares to follow Garcia out because just like that, when they're in exchanges, Palomares ducks his head, so he can't see what he's hitting at a certain point. So him hitting Garcia on the way out may be a little difficult if he can't even keep his eyes locked in on the target.
Called blind faith.
It's just saying he's swinging at the target. That's what it's called. It doesn't matter. He don't even don't have to look at the target.
There's you go with a referee cam. You get a different perspective as round 2 is about to hear the bell. This is a scheduled 8-rounder coming to you from Mexico City.
My lifestyle is savage.
Top Rank Boxing on ESPN. This is Bernardo Osuna alongside Timothy Bradley, Andre Ward, and Mark Kriegel. Fights from Mexico City. The return of boxing to the Mexican capital. Low blow warning there from the referee to Palomares. They call him duro. That means hard. That means tough. And so far, he's proving that against Armando Garcia. As you see once again, that referee camp, our colleagues from Box Azteca, the 5 little plexiglass divisions keeping them from one another. Because, you know, Tim spits when he's calling the fight. So that I imagine they do the same. Say it, don't spray it, Timmy.
You know what? It's all good. You know, at this level, these guys are really learning the craft. You know, they're still trying to get familiar with the ring and also the ranges. You know, shorten their punches up when they get inside. there's a lot of things that these guys need to pick up, you know, on the way up.
The ESPYs tomorrow night, and just like everything else, it's going to be a different type of broadcast, but we invite you to join us for the ESPYs tomorrow evening.
This is one of those fights that are really just hard to score if you're a judge, because they're evenly matched, the fighters, but they're fighting, you know, in unison. They'll take a break, they have an exchange. It's kind of hard to tell who dominated the exchange, and then they'll break again, and then they'll have another exchange. Really, really difficult fight to score.
Armando Garcia pressuring right now, getting the better of the longer Palomares here in the third round. He seemed to warm up after a slow start. Nice right hand there from Armando Garcia as he follows up and just looking to get the best of Palomares in round 3.
But each time a fighter lands a good shot, Bernardo, the fighter will allow the other fighter to steal the play, just like Palomares just did right there.
Neither guy much on defense so far, Dre. I mean, these guys want to attack consistently. Once again, you see Armando Garcia on the attack, and he doesn't move out of the way of a Palomares left hook.
You know, both guys are rushing things when they get in close. They got to slow it down a bit. Yeah, they just in there fighting. That's all they doing. That's all they doing, Bernardo. They just in there fighting. You know, I'm looking for some skills. I'm looking for them to use their jab and be clean with it. Be a complete professional.
Here's a crust too thick and cheesy not to eat in reverse.
We're back here with round 4 of what was supposed to be an 8-round fight, but now has been changed to a 6-round fight due to time constraints in Mexico City. So Armando Garcia and Roberto Palomares will have to speed things up now. I don't know if that's ever happened to you guys in terms of having a fight change from a certain rounds to another one, but that's got to change your approach.
No, sir, it's never happened to me, and I wouldn't be happy about it, Bernardo.
Hey, I'll be happy about it.
It never
As
happens
an
to a
8th
gold
rounder, I'll be
medalist.
paid for 6. Hey, it never happened to me either, but I'm just saying that, hey, I get the same pay to go less rounds. Hey, sign me up.
What do they say? You don't get paid overtime. Well, neither do these guys. They get paid full time for 6 rounds instead of 8. So now they've got to get to work. And you see Palomares stepping in.
And all I was saying a round ago, Bernardo, yeah, with these two fighters is, you know, they are who they are, and they're at the stage that they're at in their career. I'm not looking for a Floyd Mayweather type of performance, but somebody's got to create some distance. If you're going to slug and if you're going to be an offensive fighter, you got to be more offensive than your opponent so the judges can clearly see that you're winning the fight.
What I clearly see here is the cameraman being ringside in what appears to be almost a hazmat suit. And here we have the doctor stepping
Yeah.
up, very well protected.
Might be a haircut.
And there's a cut over the left eye, it appears.
Un choque accidental.
Ooh, and that was an accidental headbutt. They don't have Stitch Duran and Mike Basil working cuts out there in Mexico City for sure. Seems that the doctor will be working the cuts.
Do you want that?
Mark, how you doing?
You know, these are two young guys, one of whom has an undefeated record, 6 rounds or 8 rounds. You don't want to look back on your career when you're at the grand old age of, say, 30 and say, if I only had 2 more rounds to get going. You better get going now.
So Garcia seems to be
I think they heard you,
woken up
Trigo.
by that cut over his left eye. Nice right hand from Palomares.
Palomares
sometimes
looking
the
to
fighter's
land
own blood.
at left eye of Garcia.
Yeah, but for Garcia, it looks like his own cut, his own blood has woken him up. He's a lot more aggressive, and he's more aggressive than I've seen him this whole fight.
Working the body, working to the head. He got angry. Trying to take things into his own
And
hands.
I think we're starting to see a little bit of separation here, Dre, because of that cut.
Furious finish here to round number 4 of a scheduled 6-round fight.
We call them small businesses, but maybe we need a better name.
Bernardo Osuna, Timothy Bradley, Andre Ward, and Mark Kriegel. Top-ranked boxing on ESPN, emanating from another bubble, the one in Mexico City, where Armando Garcia in the black trunks trimmed in gold takes on Roberto Palomares. Good exchange here at the beginning of round number 5. Remind you that
Garcia can
Armando
make this
Garcia
fight easy.
Suffered a cut over his left eye.
Yeah, what I was saying, Bernardo, is that Garcia can make this fight a lot easier if he comes behind the jab and set up his combinations. You know, he's sitting right in front right now, and then you're going to see him explode with a couple of combinations or a couple of punches. But then you see Palomares, he swings right back. Set him up with the jab and blind him, follow up with your combinations, and then get some defense afterwards, and it'll be a lot easier for him.
Nice counter there from Palomares as he catches Armando Garcia stepping in. The undefeated fighter Garcia from Mexico City fighting at home, as is Roberto Palomares. But Palomares is in the 11th professional fight of his career. He's got 4 losses, a draw, and 5 wins. But Garcia's got his work cut out for him tonight.
Yeah, I just don't think Garcia is a come behind your jab type of fighter, and that's fine. But whoever you are, you need to be the best version of yourself tonight, like Mark Kriegel said, because this is an opportunity. Garcia has the donut. He has the O at the end of his record, and he's got to step it up the way that he did after he saw that he was cut.
It's a discussion we've had over the last few weeks about the importance of protecting that O. For some, it's overbearing. It's a cross that they bear, and for some, it's just something that means everything to them, like Floyd Mayweather Jr. It's his identity. It's what he lived for as a fighter. And Armando Garcia would do well to maybe get that sense of urgency here in round number 5 of a scheduled 6-rounder. See our referee wearing a mask. Not only that, the harness that holds a camera that gives us a whole different perspective and point of view. As round 5 is about to come to an end, and Palomares landing a solid right hand on the face of Ivan Armando Garcia in Mexico City.
I think you have something you want to tell me.
I just buried my father. Why are you here? You're famous.
Somebody in the family is guilty of committing a heinous crime. What happened to my grandfather? Who hired you? I do not.
Back for the 6th round in Mexico City. Ivan Armando Garcia, the red quarter, wearing black trunks trimmed in gold, taking on Roberto Palomares with the blue trunks and the fluorescent green. This is the 6th and final round, and Armando Garcia has his undefeated record on the line. It's a small ring here at Azteca Studios, but so far, neither guy has really made use of it. There you see Palomares on the attack. Roberto Palomares' cousin is
Palomares
going to
just
be
needs to let
fighting
his hands
later
go.
on in the co-main event.
I just feel that just both guys are just waiting a little bit too long. You know, the other guy won't start until the other guy starts punching him. You know, no one's really in control of this fight right now.
Check left hook from Armando Garcia as Palomares overcommits. That was one of your scouting reports, Tim, that Palomares tends to overcommit, and that's exactly what Garcia took advantage of there.
Yes, it is. Both these guys sometimes overcommit, Bernardo. You know, that's something that they can go back and work on in the gym. You know, they got to get the distance down. That's a hard thing to learn is distance. Where you are, see how close he is now? You got to shorten your punches, especially when you get in that position.
I think both fighters are evenly matched, like I said earlier, but I do think that Garcia has the slight edge. And this is really his fight to lose. I feel like he could have done a lot more of what we see right here if he would have just trusted his ability and just stayed aggressive. Smart, but stayed aggressive. He just hasn't consistently done that tonight.
Especially against a guy who's not a big puncher. Roberto Palomares only has 1 knockout in 10 professional fights, 5 of those victories. It's been stopped twice, so he's vulnerable, but he didn't show much of that tonight.
No, he didn't.
Palomares got heart. Yeah, he got heart. And he's fighting back, and he's getting Garcia's attention. But I'm not going to lie. If I saw a fighter with 10 fights with 1 knockout, I'm going straight to him, and I'm going to bully him.
Final flurries here in the final round in Mexico City, and we will see if Ivan Armando Garcia was able to preserve his O or if Roberto Palomares has pulled off the upset here on Top Rank Boxing on ESPN from Mexico City. We'll be right back with the decision.
For over 75 years, people have saved money with Geico. Oh, sorry.
Here we go from the top.
You're more than your failures.
You nasty.
You're the work. You want that smoke?
Top Rank Boxing on ESPN is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes or more could save you 15% or more on car insurance. That is the Angel of Independence in Mexico City on Paseo de la Reforma. Who won this fight, Ivan Armando Garcia or Roberto Palomares? Here's the decision.
Damas y caballeros, señoras y señores, la Casa del Boxeo anuncia el resultado oficial de esta pelea. La señora Patricia Flores ha marcado 59-55. El señor Rafael Saldaña deje su tarjeta 59-55. El señor Abraham Ibarra 59-56. En favor del ganador y a un invicto, Iván el Tsunami Garcia.
So Ivan Garcia comes away with the victory. He wasn't the Tsunami tonight. He survived a cut there in the 4th round, was able to recover and come back for the win, and he proves to 6-0 with 3 knockouts as a pro. Take a look at the CompuBox numbers here as we see that Garcia threw 66 more punches and landed 28 more punches. In terms of percentages, it was pretty close, just a 3% clip favorable to Ivan Armando Garcia, and the body shots favored him by 8%. So a good finish for Ivan Armando Garcia despite the cut, because sometimes you see young guys get caught with that, and in the end, he was able to recover. All right, and in just a few minutes, back in Mexico City, and we have Sergio Chirino Sanchez ready to take on Gustavo Alan Piña from TV Azteca Studios in Mexico City. I'm Bernardo Osuna, alongside Timothy Bradley and Andre Ward. This is a scheduled 8-rounder from the Mexican capital, and it's great to have boxing back in Mexico. The city of Mexico has yet to open up, or the capital city has yet to open up, but boxing has been allowed to restart, and they've taken extreme security and health measures, just like we have in our bubble in Las Vegas. This bubble in Mexico City is just as secure. Sanchez in the all-white trunks, Alan Pina in the black trunks trimmed in white.
You see, that's exactly where Pina wants to be. He wants to be inside the trenches, in the kitchen. He wants to get in the inside. And why not against a tall, lanky fighter like Sanchez? But if he comes behind the jab, he'll make things easy for himself.
Sanchez is riding a fight win streak, while Gustavo Alan Pina, you know, his opponents, not very high quality until this one, because Sanchez comes in with 14 wins, as many as Pina's last 3 opponents combined. So this is a big step up for Gustavo Alan Pina. Sanchez has good head movement along the ropes, but Alan Pina is a guy who likes to come forward. Nice counter right there by Sanchez.
Yeah, Sanchez is a counterpuncher. He'll wait on Pina to make a mistake and then try to make him pay. Just like there, you saw Pina walking in and was hit with the right hand.
It looks like the tape on the boxing glove got a little loose here very early on for that to happen. Usually you see that, you know, 6-7 rounds in when the glove is wet and the sweat has kind of messed with the adhesive on the tape. But here we are, round 1 of a scheduled 8-rounder, and already issues with the tape on it.
Well, Pina's thrown a lot of leather in this first round already, Bernardo, in this first 2 minutes of the first round.
Pina trying to walk down Sanchez, and Sanchez content to be the counterpuncher as he was right there. Taking one shot out there at a time.
Pina's trying to take full advantage of this small ring tonight. Pressure, pressure, pressure.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, if the first 2 guys didn't take advantage of it, Sanchez and Pina definitely are, with Alan Pina getting dropped here at the end of round number 1.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Camina.
He's good at the count of 8 as the bell.
At Sam Gosh's mind was blown by a free Popeye's chicken sandwich. Say what?
No! Thing is hefty.
It's a monster.
What? Cheers.
Cheers.
Get a free chicken sandwich with your first order on the Popeyes app today.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
This Father's Day, get Dad a gift he'll love.
Eight-rounder here on Top Rank Boxing on ESPN, alongside Timothy Bradley, Andre Ward, Mark Kriegel. I'm Bernardo Osuna. Sanchez and Pina, with Gustavo Alan Pina in the black trunks trimmed in white. Went down in round 1, and he gets caught once again with a solid right and a flurry. And then it's Sanchez who goes down on a slip. Got a little over-anxious there when he hurt Pina again.
Sanchez smells blood. He knows he's hurting Pina, and he's going for it right now.
It's the left hook for Sanchez that keeps landing on the money. Is because Pina's over-aggressive. He's leaning over his feet, and Sanchez is doing the right thing. He's being patient for that half second, and he's landing clean shots, and that was the shot that put Pina down.
Pina means pineapple. Colada means that it's a strainer, and his defense is like a strainer because Sanchez is going right through with those punches.
Sanchez is starting to get a little bit more confidence. you see him, who was the counterpuncher in the first round, now standing his ground just a little bit because he knows that he can hurt Pena with both hands.
And then you see Pena on the
He has
outside
5
now, moving his
knockouts
head,
in
trying to
8
make
wins.
himself elusive.
Pena has 5 knockouts in his 8 wins, so he's got a little bit of pop. Sanchez has 8 knockouts in his 14 wins out of Oaxaca in the southern part of the country. But he's as strong as they come, and he's trying to just catch Alan Pena as he overcommits. Now Pena switches to the southpaw stance, trying to give him a different look. Left hook to the eardrum of Alan Pena. So Sanchez being able to connect with both hands efficiently.
Yeah, Pena gotta be careful in there. You know, he gotta throw some feints. He gotta let some of those punches fly by him first before he attacks. He's coming straight in through the front door, and that's why he's making himself available for those hooks of Sanchez. You
see the looping left hand from Sanchez. Not quite Sal Sanchez, one of the great Mexican legends here as round 2 comes to an end. This is a scheduled 8-rounder with a good start for Sergio Sanchez here in the first 2. Nice check.
We call them small businesses, but maybe we need a better name because it.
Bernardo soon alongside Timothy Bradley and Andre Ward. Nice left hook! And down goes Pena. This fight is done! What a shot! Impressive left hook from Sergio Sanchez. Chirino, who just caught
an uppercut, baby.
Gustavo Alan Pena coming in, and he said night-night.
Leaning forward over that knee, just like Drake called, and was timed perfectly with an uppercut from Sanchez.
Ooh.
Wow.
Here's the replay.
Just a beautiful uppercut right there. That left hand had been working over the top, but then Sanchez turned it underneath right there and just froze Pena, and he was knocked out cold before he hit the ground. Just a beautiful half hook, half uppercut, and it landed right on the chin, and Pena went out.
You know, I hope Pena's all right, man. You know, that was a dangerous punch right there, and Pena he didn't see it coming. That's the reason why it hurt him so much. He did not see and expect that uppercut, a short uppercut, half hook, half uppercut from Sanchez. Wow, I just hope he's all right.
Yeah, that's why I
like
called
Dre
it as
said,
a
he
hook.
was. Oh my goodness.
I think the reason why that
Perfectly
landed so
timed punch.
clean, fellas, that was landed clean because the left hook over the top had been landing, and then all of a sudden Sanchez surprised Pena and said, okay, I'm gonna bring it underneath where you can't see it, and he landed clean, and that's the shot, like we all know, the one that you don't see is the one that can leave you like that. I hope the young man is okay.
Fortunately, he's sitting up,
That's
and
a good
that's always
sign.
a good sign. And
Yes,
you know,
it
it's mostly the times you take accumulation of punches that end up hurt, and now we see him getting up, and everyone who is in the arena clapping for him, and his opponent, Sergio Sanchez, comes over to check on his vanquished foe. But wow, what a finish from Sergio Sanchez, who improves to 15-1, 9 knockouts, and it wasn't a lot of punches, but it was effective punches. 111 thrown by Sergio Sanchez. That is 31 more than his opponent. Landed 20 more at a 12% efficiency clip, higher than the 21% that Gustavo Alan Pena had. In terms of body shots, it was 8-3, but it was that left uppercut with which he said good night as Chirino takes the victory. Sergio Sanchez, 15 wins, 9 knockouts out of Oaxaca, Mexico. What an impressive finish we saw tonight from him. And when you see that type of knockout, I mean, that's a highlight reel.
That was nasty. You know, that was nasty. That was a perfectly placed punch at the right time. He saw him lean down. He saw the punch, and he knew he was going to throw it, and he landed it perfectly.
This is just one of those situations where you're just glad the kid got up, because when that type of thing happens in the ring, we all love explosive knockouts, but
oh
wow,
goodness,
that was impressive. And that's the dangerous part, when he bounces off the mat.
And did you see the sweat bounce off his head, how it flew up in the air, that snap from that uppercut? Whew. Beautiful snapping
It's always
uppercut.
a scary sight when you see a fighter, no matter how long you've been around the ring, when you see somebody get iced or frozen like that, it's a scary, scary thing. And of course, you always hope that they get up and they're okay.
The second man from the left, you might recognize him. Julio Cesar Chavez had a vicious left hook and a brutal uppercut. Here we go with the official time of the knockout.
Damas y caballeros, la Casa del Boxeo anuncia el resultado oficial de esta pelea. El ganador por nocaut efectivo a los 6 segundos del tercer round. Él es Sergio Alfredo Chirino Sánchez.
6 seconds into the round number 3. Sergio Chirino Sánchez with the impressive victory. We'll remember this kid as he moves forward and he gets that special medal for his win. We'll be right back with more.
When summer gives you more backyard time, DQ gives you the Summer Blizzard menu with more new flavors.
I enjoy it, Bernardo.
Bernardo, I'm just proud of the sport and I'm proud of the fighters. Less than ideal circumstances, tough situation for everybody involved, but the sport is persevering. The fighters are persevering. They're finding a way, and this is what fighters do. They've been groomed and trained to overcome adversity, and they're doing it right now as we try to reintroduce the sport to the world. I'm proud of the sport and I'm proud of the fighters.
Look, this is the way it's going to be for a while. And a fight isn't just a fight. For most of the fighters that we see, a fight is the night that can change your life. So get used to it.
We will be getting used to it. And tonight's main event, Emmanuel El Vaquero Navarrete. Not a title on the line, but he is jumping up to 126 pounds as this pandemic allows him that opportunity. His opponent is Uriel Lopez. And now we're ready for Carlos Ornelas taking on Edwin Palomares. The last name sounds familiar. It's because his cousin Roberto Palomares fought earlier on this card and lost a unanimous decision. Time for the picture and the face-off.
Sea una muy buena pelea. Están prohibidos los cabezazos, golpes debajo del cinturón, en la espalda y en la nuca. Se protegen los dos todo el tiempo y cuando yo indique fuera se separan sin tirar golpes. ¿Quedó claro para los dos? Suerte que gane el mejor.
Referee Cesar Edal Castañón Varela putting in work this evening. He's going to be refereeing all 4 fights. The commission from Mexico City was not allowed to oversee the fights because the city of Mexico has not yet opened up. So it's the commission of the National Commission of Boxing Commissions that's actually overseeing this fight with the WBC. And here we go, round number 1 of a scheduled 10-rounder, a duel of southpaws. Palomares, you see him with the red trunks, but let's just go with the pink hair. And Ornelas, the southpaw with the white trunks, trimmed in black.
Yeah.
Imagine pulling that off, Tim.
I need
you got
hair
the
to pull
tie,
that
but not
off.
the hair.
Got the hair on the sides, Bernardo. The top's gone now. It's all right. Let's see. Well, one thing you guys got to know at home is that the southpaw versus the orthodox fighter, you got to understand that, you know, the feet can get tangled up. You also got to understand that when the southpaw faces the orthodox, you got to watch the head clashes when they come in and throw their power shot, which is their backhands.
What's the difference though when a southpaw fights a southpaw? You look at it in the mirror sometimes. Well, right now we got right-hander against southpaw, but for a moment it was two southpaws in there. Palomares, though, he's well schooled fighting southpaws. He said he feels very comfortable fighting a southpaw, but it's all about adjustment.
Yeah, Palomares is. He is very schooled. You know, he throws the right combination. See that right hand to the body? You don't see that often. You see the right hand to the head from a southpaw. I mean, from an orthodox fighter on a southpaw, but you don't see it down to the body. And there it is again. He stuck it in there again. Get ready for the left hook over the top after that right hand.
Palomares, his nature is to be a counterpuncher, just like we saw in our last fight. He wants his opponents to commit, and he wants to take advantage of their overcommitting, which we just saw right there. And Ornelas, he likes to fight. He likes to brawl. This is the first round. He's already let his hands go, and this fight's going to heat up as it progresses.
And you mentioned Ornelas loves to fight. That's why both of his losses after 25 wins have been by knockout. He wants to get in there. He wants to taste your power, and sometimes he hasn't been able to handle it, but he's willing to give it a shot, and it's worked for him on 14 occasions when he's been the man to vanquish his opponent by knockout.
And Bernardo, Ornelas loves to feed off the crowd. In his previous fights, he does not have that luxury tonight.
Yeah, we always talk about how guys will be affected, you know, with this crowd, this atmosphere, and some guys have been able to step it up, and maybe Palomares is able to do that tonight in his attempt to pull off the upset against Carlos Ornelas.
10 segundos.
When we play, legends are made, voices speak out, stories are told, and champions rise. Join ESPNW for a celebration of women in sports.
Oh, we love our new home. Neighborhood's great.
Amazing school district. The HOA has been very involved.
These shrubs aren't board approved. You need to break down your cardboard.
Thank you.
Violation. Violation.
I see you've met Cynthia.
At least Geico makes bundling our...
Here in Mexico City, we remind you that after this fight between Ornelas and Palomares, it'll be the junior featherweight world champion, Emmanuel Navarrete, taking on Uriel Lopez in tonight's main event from Mexico City. Headbutt here in round 2 of a scheduled 10-rounder between Carlos Ornelas and Edwin Palomares. Ornelas opening up, trying to take the pink off of the head of Palomares. No blow there from Palomares.
Yeah, Palomares, he likes to be the boss. You know, he likes to dictate the pace and the space as well. And he's doing very well right for himself right now. You know, landing that right hand down to the body and occasionally coming around with the left hook.
This is a role reversal for both guys. Like I said, if you look at these guys, their previous fights, and even the way they fought in the first round, Ornelas likes to come forward, and Palomares likes to lay back on the back foot and wait for his opponent to make mistakes. It's a role reversal right now.
Imagine the corners went out there and told Palomares, hey, ooh, nice left hand there from Ornelas and a beautiful uppercut. And then Palomares with the looping left hook. So this is the type of fight that we expected, and especially in such a small ring, it's perfect for this type of fight. There's no place to go with the left hook from Ornelas, and here comes the return fire from Palomares.
You're going to see a little push off from Ornelas. That's how he was able to create that space and be able to hit Palomares with that straight up, that uppercut. Pushed him off. Palomares went back, and then he followed him out with some uppercuts. Nice little short hooks. There it is again. He's looking for it.
Palomares looking to work the body here in the second round, trying to slow down Ornelas, landing some solid power shots.
Ornelas could make his fight a lot easier.
Look to the body from Palomares.
Yeah, but that's not the way Ornelas wants to earn his money. He likes this kind of battle. He wants to take a few, give a few, take a few more, and give a few more. That's just the way he's wired.
Yeah, and Ornelas is looking for that left uppercut. You see him loading up on it, on his back foot. He's looking for one shot. What he needs to do is put his punches together and then set that punch up. Off the jab.
He was a 2013 and 2014 medalist in the Mexican Junior Olympics, so he's got an extensive amateur career. He's trying to do great.
At Domino's, we think you and your oven could use a break. Hours are running.
This is how everybody who doesn't live in the city of Mexico arrived. For example, Ornelas lives in Tijuana. Then they get to the arena. They get sprayed down with disinfectant spray. But first, they've got to step on the disinfectant mat so that their shoes are also clear before they step into the arena. So you can see just how extensive the security measures here. The first test 7 days before the fight is through the nose. And the second test is a prick of the finger. The blood test comes back within minutes, and fortunately for everybody involved in this fight card, everybody tested negative. And speaking of positive, Mark Kriegel is with us. Krieg, what's going on?
Wait, I'm supposed to be the negative guy. You know, we're already in the third round. It's a pretty good scrap, but I'm wondering, what's the over-under of seeing our first jab?
I didn't want to say you're negative. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, and then you had to go Kriegel on me. These are the jabs, Kriegel. So 4 and 3, 7 landed so far through the first 3 rounds, but yeah, it's non-existent. I don't think we're going to see much jabs from Navarrete either.
Nah, this is just turned into a dog
we
fight.
We can count on that, Winona.
Count those jabs on one hand.
Nice 1-2-1.
Manuel Navarrete
right
taking on Uriel Lopez in tonight's main event. That will be in just a few minutes at the conclusion of Ornelas Palomares. Nice left hook there from Ornelas. You see once again, Ornelas getting
and Palomares just seemed
third round.
Palomares, he's getting in the rhythm right now. You know, a real good rhythm. Ornelas seems like he's trying to figure things out. He's saying, man, how is this little guy hitting me like this? Little guy's just really good at positioning. You see how he's positioned himself right outside that shoulder, the lead shoulder of Ornelas. That's how he's getting in position to land those left hooks and those body shots. There he is again.
Ooh, nice counter right hand there from Ornelas as Palomares got a little bit too comfortable, was being really effective. And then all of a sudden with one shot, Ornelas gets him off of him. He's got no quit. He keeps coming forward.
Palomares is beating Ornelas at his own game tonight, fellas.
Sometimes you got to be slick. Sometimes you got to fight fire with fire. And apparently that's Palomares' stance here in the third round. He let Ornelas get off to a quick start. And then Palomares here starting to press.
Yeah, Palomares found the key. The key is pressure against Ornelas. Get him out of position, and that's the one way you do it. Beat a southpaw is by pressuring the southpaw. You take all those angles away from him.
Ed Samgosh's mind was blown by a free Popeye's chicken sandwich. Say what?
No! Thing is hefty.
It's a monster.
What? Cheers.
Cheers.
Get a free chicken sandwich with your first order on the Popeyes app today.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
This Father's Day, get Dad a gift he'll love. Five-star tools for five-star dads. Save $40 on any AK Series double battery bundle. Real steel. Find yours.
Okay, everyone. Our mission is to provide complete balanced nutrition for strength and energy.
Great tasting Ensure with 9 grams of protein, 27 vitamins and minerals, and nutrients to support immune health.
Boxing is back in Mexico City. Top Rank Boxing on ESPN. I'm Bernardo Osuna alongside Tim Bradley, Andre Ward, and Mark Kriegel. Round 4 of a scheduled 10-round fight, which has had its ebb and flows, with Carlos Ornelas in the white trunks trimmed in black taking on Edwin Palomares. And it's a good start for Ornelas, but ever since Palomares put his foot on the gas, it's been a whole different fight.
Well, Bernardo, I love to see a fighter, and I'm talking about Palomares right now, who comes out of himself in his normal way of doing things, because he's found a wrinkle in his opponent's armor, and he's pressing Ornelas. And Ornelas is a guy who does not like to be pressed. He likes to do the pressing, so that's why he looks out of sorts right now and doesn't have any answers. Palomares is putting on a great performance. He's pressing Ornelas, and he's landing some good shots to the body.
Warning for low blows against Ornelas there, as Palomares is starting to take control of this fight.
No, it's funny you said that, Dre. You know, getting outside himself to get into this battle. He found the key. You know, my son came into the room the other day and he said, "Dad, can you put the batteries inside the controller?" I said, "Absolutely not." I said, "Did you put them in there every which way you possibly can?" He said, "No." I said, "Until then come and see me." You know, 10 minutes go by. I'm like, "Hey, did you get it?" He said, "Yeah, I got it, Dad." The point of the story is that, you know, when you're in the ring and you have a game plan and it's not working, if you're going forward, then go backwards. Then if you can't go backwards, then go to the right. And if you can't go to the right, go to the left. So that's the point of the story. You got to figure it out in there, man. And that's what Palomares is doing. He's figured it out, and that's what he's doing, what he has to do.
I got a story about a guy who didn't know how to work a printer and went to YouTube, and now he's Mr. Independent.
Come on, man. You know I'm used to the back of the game, man, at ESPN taking care of me, man. Don't give me a hard time like that.
Shout out to everybody who's been working. Actually, the crew who's in the bubble is watching the fight right now. So a big shout out to them out in Vegas. Can't wait to get back with the boys and get back to work. But for now, there's another bubble going on in Mexico City, and Palomares seems to be bursting the bubble of Carlos Ornelas here at round number 4 with that nonstop pressure.
He just perfectly placing those shots.
Oh,
the body
right
work
hand
early on is what slowed him down.
Domino's is serious about food safety. That's why.
Boxing is back, and so proud to be a part of it alongside Timothy Bradley, Andre Ward, Mark Kriegel. I'm Bernardo Osuna. Joe Tessitore gets the night off. He'll be back next Tuesday with Andrew Maloney taking on Joshua Franco in our main event from Las Vegas, and Christopher Tufo Diaz taking on Jason Alacrancito Sanchez. So don't miss that. And then the other Maloney twin will be headlining on Thursday. So we got a full slate next week, closing out Saturday with Miguel Alacran Berchelt, one of the most prolific offensive fighters in boxing today, closing out our week. So it's going to be a big fun week for us in Vegas and Mexico City. Nice right to the body from Palomares, and Ornelas just takes a step back and loads up with the uppercut.
Palomares has given us a glimpse of what we're going to see from Navarrete in the main event. He's not being picky on where he throws punches or where he lands punches. He just wants to land. He'll hit you on the side, he'll hit you on the arm, he'll hit you on the ear. He just wants to land. Those shots start to add up, and they're adding up on Ornelas right now.
Yeah, those type of shots right there, that's the type of shots that keep the hands in the pocket. You know, you don't see a lot of offense from Ornelas, when he's getting hit. You see him being defensive.
And when you're that busy, you don't have to throw hard shots. You can throw steady shots. You can just get those shots in there. You have an 8-ounce glove, so the opponent is going to feel them. And then when you see an opening, then you can get something in there hard.
You know, it's been tough sledding for Edwin Palomares in his career. 2 of his 3 losses have been by split decision. He also had a technical draw against Flavio Hernandez in 2019. He's got 3 knockouts on his record, but you can see why he's a fighter that comes forward and, you know, the judges hopefully appreciate what he's doing here against Ornelas.
He winning this fight, Bernardo. Not hopefully. No, he's winning this fight.
No, nice right, and he drops Ornelas here with a shot to the body. He gets up and he has to go back down to take a knee.
He's just tired.
The fight's
That's
over.
just
The
fatigue.
fight's over.
That's
The
all it
corner
is.
stops the fight. The corner stopped the fight. Carlos Ornelas, corner man, stopped this fight. He decided it was too much after a body shot from Palomares, who earns his 4th knockout win in 13 victories. So what a big win for Edwin Palomares at 24 years old in the return of boxing to Mexico City. And, you know, they call him the octopus. Well, he was using all 8 hands here to put him on Carlos Ornelas.
Yes, he was. Yeah, Nellis is just tired.
You know, the face of a man
Just
who
exhausted.
vanquished his opponent. Andre, how did it happen?
You see Palomares. Palomares is just doing what he does, just letting his shots go, and that was just an accumulation of shots over the course of the fight. He feinted right there, got a shot around there, and it just landed in the right spot. And if you're sitting at home, you may say, oh, that wasn't a big shot, but it was landed in the right spot with an 8-ounce glove. Good shot right there, kind of grazed him, but it hurt, and that was from all the punishment that added up over the course of the fight. Feint right there, step to the side, good shot.
Yeah, it was over a lot of punches that was accumulated over the course of the fight, but you know, Ornelas, he basically retired on his own. He went down on his own will. He said it was too much. The kitchen is too hot. I need to go.
Yeah, and it was him going down after the right to the body. And here we take a look at the CompuBox numbers. Ornelas threw more than 230 punches less than Edwin Palomares, who landed almost twice, actually more than twice as much as he did. And look at that body shot. 56 for Edwin Palomares, who ends up getting the knockout win over Carlos Ornelas, who went down from a body shot. The corner decided it was too much punishment, and so Edwin Palomares comes away with the victory after landing 35% of his shots, but it was the last right to the body of the 56 that he landed downstairs that ended up taking him to victory. All right, so it's going to be Navarrete Lopez when we return, but we're going to get the decision here between, or the official time of Edwin Palomares' knockout over Carlos Ornelas in Mexico City. They're waiting to get the official time, but it was just a matter of time before Palomares wore down Ornelas. It was one of those situations where it seemed like Ornelas got off to a good start in the fight, but once Palomares figured him out, it was all him in the last 3 rounds, and he was landing power shots, he was landing counter shots, and like I mentioned before, we're just minutes away from tonight's main event featuring Emmanuel El Vaquero Navarrete as he jumps up to featherweights, taking on Uriel Lopez. We'll see if we ever see Navarrete back at 122, where he is the current champion. Let's get the official time of the victory from Mexico City at TV Azteca Studios.
Damas y caballeros, la Casa del Boxeo anuncia el resultado oficial de este combate. El ganador por nocaut técnico a los 2 minutos y 23 segundos del quinto asalto es el oriundo de Tlalnepantla, Estado de México, Edwin Pupo Palomares.
The 4th knockout win of Edwin Palomares' career. We've got 2 consecutive knockouts. Will Emmanuel Navarrete be able to close the show against Uriel Lopez, who comes to fight? We expect a brawl when we come back with tonight's main event.
He is determined to deliver pain and punishment. That's it, TKO Emmanuel Navarrete.
And Navarrete continues to pour it on here. That was a brutal beatdown.
Navarrete, he's just too strong.
And a knockdown beats him down again.
¡Viva México!
At BMW, we know leaving the road wasn't easy, but anticipating our return taught us to appreciate every drive. The exhilaration of the ultimate adventure. Moments spent with your favorite co-pilots. And the freedom to explore just because. Our time to rejoin the road is finally here. Get back on the road with 0.9% financing plus no payments for 90 days.
Wherever you go, when we're all free to roam, Midas can help get you there. Through July 4th, celebrate your freedom with our 1776 oil change that includes a tire rotation. When you are ready, your car should be too. Midas.
This Father's Day, get Dad a gift he'll love. Five-star tools for five-star dads. Save $40 on any AK Series double battery bundle. Real STIHL. Find yours.
I'm gonna find.
Of the evening. Tenemos por delante 10 rounds de emociones en la división de los pesos pluma. 10 rounds of boxing in the featherweight division. Recibamos a los peleadores que encabezan el elenco. Atacando desde la esquina azul y tomando la salida hacia el cuadrilátero de Box Azteca. Sí, con 25 años de edad, 1,62 metros de estatura. Boxeador de guardia derecha y con un peso de 57 kilogramos. Un hombre que ha ido al lejano oriente y ha regresado victorioso de Filipinas y Japón. Sí, con un récord profesional de 13 victorias, 6 de ellas por nocaut, 13 derrotas y un empate. Sube a defender su nombre, su sueño y su historia de la Ciudad de México. Y presentándose en la única y legendaria Casa del Boxeo, recibamos, demos la bienvenida a Uriel El Yuca López. Y damas y caballeros, ladies and gentlemen, recibamos al boxeador estelar de esta noche, el hombre que encabeza este espectáculo inédito y que atacará desde la esquina roja. Avanza hacia el cuadrilátero, un consentido de la Casa del Boxeo. Aquí lo hemos visto crecer y triunfar. Aquí lo hemos visto atreverse, resistir y noquear. Aquí lo vimos meterse al Madison Square Garden de Nueva York para arrebatarle el cinturón del mundo al ganés Isaac Tokboe aquella noche gloriosa del 8 de diciembre del 2018. Sí, México ha sido aquí donde hemos celebrado sus 5 defensas exitosas del título mundial en un lapso de tan solo 9 meses. Presente y futuro del boxeo nacional, heredero de los grandiosos Super Gallos de México, hoy peleando en la categoría de los pesos pluma, con 25 años de edad y menos de 57 kilogramos, con 1,70 metros de estatura y un récord profesional de 31 victorias, 27 knockouts y solo una derrota. 8 años sin perder, nunca ha sido noqueado. Sí, México regresa al cuadrilátero de la Casa del Boxeo, el orgullo de San Juan, Citlaltepec, Estado de México. Demos la bienvenida, recibamos al explosivo, al temible, al fulminante monarca de los pesos super gallo del planeta, el campeón mundial mexicano. Él es Emanuel el Vaquero Navarrete. El referee de este combate es el señor César Castañón. Señores, aprieten los puños, que Dios los acompañe, porque son ustedes quienes escriben una nueva página en la historia de la Casa del Boxeo.
It's time for the Tale of the Tape, brought to you by Geico. And you'll see that Navarrete has won his last 5 fights by knockout. His last 5 opponents have won 93% of their fights. And this young man simply loves to fight. He had 5 title defenses in 287 days. And he's ready to go once again in a non-title fight.
Se han prohibido los golpes con la cabeza, debajo del cinturón, en la espalda y en la nuca. Se protegen los dos todo el tiempo y cuando yo indique fuera, se separan sin tirar golpes. ¿Quedó claro para los dos? Suerte y que gane el mejor.
What do we expect, Andre?
Uriel Lopez is a tough guy, durable, but he catches a lot of punches and he catches them with his face. Navarrete is all volume. He's a buzzsaw, like you said in the outset, and he's going to be pitching and pitching early.
I'm just going to say this. Look for a body shot or an uppercut to land on Lopez.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be uppercuts, hooks, every punch of the book. Maybe not the jab, because that's just not what they do. But every power shot in the book is going to be landed tonight.
Yeah, Navarrete, I noticed, is a slow starter. You know, he'll start off slow, he gets in his rhythm, and once he finds his rhythm, then that's when the motor gets running. So it might take him a few rounds to warm up.
Navarrete will paw with the jab. He'll put a jab out. He won't use it consistently, but that's actually a rangefinder for him, and sometimes he'll put the jab out and hold it out on his opponent and hold them in one place, and he'll start to rip shots from there.
And you know what? I'm going to take that back about Lopez, because when he lost to Geo Santissima, who was stopped by Emmanuel Navarrete in his last fight, he unleashed 1,345 punches over 12 rounds, and he threw 715 jabs, and that's second only to Matabula's 757 in 2010 in that weight class. So I'm going to take that back about Lopez. He might throw the jab tonight, but still, man, every time he puts it out there, Navarrete is going to have something coming back.
You know, and that's the activity at the elite level. You know, when a fighter throws something, expect something back. You know, I remember when I was fighting a lot of the times, and I got in the ring with like Marquez and Pacquiao. Every time I would do something, every time I would make a move, they would always make a move right back. They would always counter the play.
The first round for Navarrete is
great ones.
That's right, Bernardo. The first round is always like the quiet before the storm with Navarrete. If you didn't know him or hadn't watched him before, you'd say, I don't get what all the fuss is about. You let him get that motor warmed up, and you'll start to see a different guy in that second, third, and fourth round.
Lopez trying to establish himself early on here against Navarrete, trying to earn a little bit of respect from the 122-pound champion. Both fighters are actually natural junior featherweights who have stepped up to fight at 126 due to the pandemic weight. And guys, Navarrete had a ton of trouble making 122 when he fought on the Wilder Fury undercard, and we all thought that might be his last time there.
Yeah, and he's a big guy for the weight class, as you see. So he's going to continue to struggle. I think it's just a matter of time before he goes up to featherweight. And like I said at the beginning of this fight, he's made a name for himself in the junior featherweight division, but he can build a legacy in the featherweight division.
Evan, did you know Geico is now offering an extra 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies?
Okay.
That's 15% on top of what Geico could already save you. So what are you waiting for? DJ Khaled.
Glad to be back here on Top Rank Boxing on ESPN. I'm Bernardo Osuna, alongside Timothy Bradley, Andre Ward, and Mark Kriegel. Round 2 of a scheduled 10-rounder for Emmanuel Navarrete, a non-title fight for the junior featherweight world titleist, making the jump up to 126 pounds during this pandemic. Most fighters fighting a little bit above their weight. But he said, hey, I was training, I've been ready. He stays ready. And this is a long layoff by his standards. After fighting 5 times in 287 days in defense of the title he won from Isaac Dogboe.
Well, even though Navarrete probably didn't want that break, Bernardo, probably good for him. Just because he can do something doesn't mean he should always do it. Probably a good rest for his body. You know, he wasn't training the way that he normally trains in a training camp. It was good for his body, and it'll pay off. It'll pay dividends in the long run.
If Lopez want to steal some of these early rounds, he needs to just get active. You know, Navarrete, he takes some time to warm up. While he's taking his time and warming up, why don't you get to working? He should get a little bit more busy with his offense.
Lopez trying to get inside the body of Emmanuel Navarrete, but it's a huge advantage in reach for Emmanuel Navarrete. 8-inch reach advantage, 72 inches compared to 64 for Uriel Lopez. So it's like a T-Rex going in there against Navarrete.
Yeah, Lopez is getting inside, but he's
southpaw
in the boxing game right now, because you know, you see a guy with a record of 13-13 and people can be turned off, but you got to understand this guy's story and the fact that, you know, when he comes to a fight, the majority of the time he's on the B side, meaning he's supposed to lose. And he stands in there, he gives you everything he has. He's tough, he won't lay down. And I just respect guys like this because they don't get the credit. They get a lot of, you know, frowned eyes. And I just know that, you know, boxing at the highest level is very difficult. So I couldn't imagine being at his level.
Boxing needs guys like Uriel Lopez, those journeymen, those gatekeepers. You know, his best win was a 5th-round knockout of undefeated prospect Ryo Matsumoto in Japan. Then he went back to Tokyo and lost later in the year of 2016. But this is a type of guy that just proves, after going to the Philippines against Geo Santissima, that he's not afraid to go anywhere.
A migraine hope from Aimovig to show up for the sweet, the hectic, the tender.
Emmanuel Navarrete's only loss on a 26-fight win streak, Mark. He just loves to fight. Against who, it doesn't matter.
I like what I see from him tonight. I like to see him working that jab. He wants to win titles at 126, 130, maybe shoot for a title. At lightweight, he's got one advantage that no one else will have: length, 72-inch reach. If he learns to master the jab, that's something no one else will be able to equal, that type of length.
Seems like now Navarrete's starting to find his rhythm. He's landing a little bit more and more on Lopez with his combinations.
Taking a look at that referee cam, you see how the cameramen are covered up in hazmat gear pretty much. 23 of 99 jabs landed for Manuel Navarrete as he sticks 2 more out in the face of Uriel Lopez. And then he goes to the body with the right hand. Very different body types from these two guys. Both are natural 122-pounders. Navarrete filled out perfectly as a featherweight, and Lopez seems to have just added weight, not necessarily good weight for this fight. What a stick, Navarrete there on the jab in the southpaw stance.
I think he heard you say that he's not going to use his jab tonight, Bernardo.
and he heard it in English, and he still decided to go up and do it. So
he still found a way to get it in there.
He's like Tim. He'll just
noticed that
prove you wrong. He'll do it.
Man, I just noticed that, you know, Navarrete, he does a lot of things off rhythm. You know, that's why he's so difficult. You know, off rhythm, out of nowhere. You can't train for guys like Navarrete. That's why he's so dangerous. And he's long, and he's punching in volume, and he has a motor. He can fight. You know, he can throw punches and punches. Even in the 12th round, even in the 10th round, he can throw 100 punches. He can do whatever's necessary to win matches.
Nice jab there, and he follows it up. And we noticed that Navarrete hurt his hand against Geo Santissima on the undercard of Wilder Fury 2, and he still was throwing punches.
My lifestyle is savage, allergic to average. Do or die is my mantra.
If you want to see the best in the world look spectacular, stay right where you are.
This Father's Day, get Dad a gift he'll love. Five-star tools for five-star dads.
Ready for round 4 of a scheduled 10-round fight. You see Manuel Navarrete keeping up that work rate, throwing 235 punches, landing 28%, and 17 body shots so far through 3 rounds against Uriel Lopez. Nothing solid yet from what we expect from Navarrete. But Tim, you made an observation about what's different with no fans in this fight.
You know what? It hasn't just not just in this fight, but in all the fights that I've seen. At the end of the round, you see the guys, they touch gloves like, hey, you know, like it's a sparring session, like, good job. That's been a big problem thus far. You know, these guys are in here and they think it's a sparring session because they don't hear anybody cheering for them. So they're respecting each other a little bit too much for my liking.
The ending right here in round 4 with the nice uppercuts there from Navarrete and going downstairs. Look at that looping shot. Although he misses, Navarrete's got bad intentions.
Yeah, I slightly disagree, Tim. You know, Uriel Lopez, he's limited. He's going to give you what he can give you. Emmanuel Navarrete, he's going to turn things up when he's good and ready to turn things up. And he's starting to land some heavier body shots right here. He knows what's at stake if he doesn't look good or if he loses this fight. So he's locked in, and he's going to slowly keep picking this thing up.
Navarrete's not one of those guys that look like, you know, like a Floyd Mayweather. He's not a stylistic type of fighter, you know, but he does a lot of things wrong, but he makes up for it with his volume. The fact that he's so big, the fact that he can punch. That's how he makes up for it.
Tim Bradley
not
with
the
the
flashiest
understatement
guy.
of the year. He's not Floyd Mayweather.
I'm just saying he's not flashy. It doesn't look all that great, but man, it's effective.
Yeah, it works for him. He's got 26 consecutive wins, 22 of those wins coming by way of knockout. As you see the fans on the big screen enjoying the fights back home, everybody's happy that boxing is back. Whether it be in Mexico, in the U.S., in Vegas, in the bubble, whatever it takes, but boxing is back.
And then we got to see, Tim, what type of shape Navarrete's in. I mean, he's been training, but he hasn't been training like he normally has. Sparring, everything is modified. So he knows the type of shape he's in. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to pick things up as the fight progresses.
Also, it's a scheduled 10
This
round.
is Navarrete we talking about.
Worry about the championship rounds.
It's Navarrete we talking about. Ward. He's definitely in shape.
At Domino's, we think you and your oven could use a break. Ours are running at 450 degrees, and your pizza stays untouched from here to your table. Use contactless carry.
Top Rank Boxing on ESPN. Back from Mexico City for world champion Emmanuel Navarrete. Moving up in weight to featherweight for this fight, taking on Uriel Lopez. And Emmanuel Navarrete being a lot more patient than we're used to here in his return to boxing after a full layoff of 196 days, which is a long time for him. Quick combination.
That's got to be discouraging.
That combination?
Oh, good shot right there.
My goodness.
Yeah, I was going to say, this has got to be discouraging if you're Lopez, where you give everything you have, and Navarrete just takes a half step back, and you land a few more shots like right there. But as soon as Navarrete wants to turn it up and open up, you get hit with 3s and 4s, and there's nothing you can do about it.
The fluidity of Navarrete here as we approach the midway point of this fight is evident. He's getting his confidence. He's getting his bearings here against Uriel Lopez and seems to be breaking him down. Although Uriel lands a nice body shot, but once you hit Navarrete, you better get out of the way, because if not, you're going down.
There's the body shot.
6, 7, 8. Bien. Sube las manos. Venga. Venga.
Put a fork in him, he's done.
The worst thing Uriel
Navarrete
Lopez
coming
could
for the
do
kill
was
now.
wake up Emmanuel Navarrete.
Better believe he's going right back downstairs as soon as he gets the opportunity.
He's setting him up right now. Get him to look at the jab and then boop, left hook to the liver.
Left hook to the head, setting it up, quick flurries. This is a Navarrete we're used to. Just quick shots in succession, finding the face and the body of Uriel Lopez, who's already been down here in round 5 to a body shot.
It's a cold strategy that Navarrete is employing right now. See, he just had success with the body shot, and he hasn't gone back down to the body, but I guarantee you he will as soon as he sees it open. He's trying to lull Lopez to sleep, make him forget about the fact that he has a body for just a split second, and then all of a sudden he'll go back down there when it's feasible. Patient.
I see two things from Navarrete: patience and wrinkles to his game here, and his evolution as a fighter. He doesn't want to just be that come forward buzzsaw, although that's what we all love to see. And that's the last thing that Lopez wants to see here as round 5 comes to an end with Navarrete starting to take serious control of this fight.
Capital One knows life doesn't update you.
Round 6 of the scheduled 10-rounder for junior featherweight champion Emmanuel Navarrete, stepping up to 126 pounds against Uriel Lopez. And Navarrete starting to heat up here in round number 6 after dropping Lopez to the body in the 5th round. And there goes another strafing left hook to the body, but Lopez is able to take it this time against Geo Santissima in the Philippines. He took 141 body shots, so he's tough. Well, so is Navarrete.
Navarrete wants to end this match right now. That's why you see him to step up the tempo, turn it up on Lopez. He's trying to end this fight this round. He hurt him with that body shot.
Yep, vicious shots to the body from Navarrete. You can see Lopez now breathing through the mouth and just taking shot after shot. The referee takes a close look at him. Oh,
he's done.
This is a Navarrete buzzsaw that we were used to.
Yeah, Lopez
He can
is
turn
tough.
it up whenever
He's
he
trying
wants
to take the shots. He's trying to hang in there, but he won't be able to hang in there much longer, especially when that one good shot gets through. Navarrete's been landing that straight right to the gut.
Right to the solar plexus.
And trying to come around with the left to the body.
I was trying to be fancier about it, Dre, but you said it, to the gut. Right on the Kenya, right there. Boom, right above that. And here comes the flurry. And Lopez is in trouble once again. Navarrete putting in work here in the 6th round.
Look at the combinations coming from every angle. Every angle, from underneath, over the top.
The way the head is snapping back. Downstairs, upstairs, the efficiency and the ruthlessness of Emmanuel Navarrete at its finest here in the 6th round. No touching gloves here, Tim.
Stop.
There he goes, down once again.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Fight's over. The fight is over. Emmanuel Navarrete gets the knockout win in the 6th round. 6th straight knockout win for Emmanuel Navarrete, who now has 27-fight win streak extended, 23 knockouts from the junior featherweight champion, who says, hey, everybody at 126, you're on notice. The body shots are there, the length is there, the power is there. Can't wait to see him at featherweight. We'll return with the official time for Mexico.
Marco Polo! Marco Polo! Marco Polo! Marco Polo! Marco
Sì.
Marco Polo!
Scusa, ma io sono Marco Polo, ma...
Top Rank Boxing on ESPN is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Glad you're with us this evening, and as expected, Emmanuel Navarrete with the win. Dre, how the fight ended, is that how you expected?
Well, this is vintage Navarrete, just placing his shots. Beautiful shot right there to the gut, to the solar plex. That was the setup shot. He didn't throw that by accident. He wasted a shot right there, wasted a shot to the head and said, oh, that's the shot that I want. And down goes Lopez.
Listen, when it looks this easy, it just means you're on another level. Navarrete is not fighting at his full potential, ladies and gentlemen. He's placing his punches here while Lopez is on the ropes. Nice, perfectly placed left hook down to the body.
And a power punch is what ended this fight. Navarrete, in just 7 rounds, landed 150 power shots against Uriel Lopez, and he threw 571 punches. That's 190 landed with 45 body shots, including 2 that dropped him. So let's take a listen to the official particulars of how long it took Navarrete to get this expected win.
Damas y caballeros, ladies and gentlemen, tenemos el resultado oficial aquí en la Casa del Boxeo. El ganador por nocaut técnico a los 2 minutos y 22 segundos del sexto round. Sí, el hombre que alcanza su victoria 32 en su carrera profesional. Su nocaut número 28, el oriundo de San Juan Citlaltepec, Estado de México. Sí, el campeón mundial mexicano, Emmanuel El Vaquero Navarrete.
So the cowboy rides once again. He looks like a bandito there with the hat and the mask, and he stole away a victory against Uriel Lopez this evening, going to the body and getting the TKO 7 with at 2:22 of that 7th round. We'll be back to wrap things up when we return from Mexico City.
Matthew tweeted, "Bring it back, sandwich emoji. Hit it, Charlie!"
Matthew says to bring it back. The $5 footlong. Better choice for Matthew. It's back, sandwich emoji.
$5 footlongs are back when you buy 2 for a limited time.
Safely shop Floor & Decor your way. Comfortably explore our...
Hit it, Charlie.